Всем привет, это канал Resident Game. Меня зовут Яна. Продолжаем играть в Demonicon. У нас тут последняя часть первой главы, походу, пошла. Потому что мне сказали, назад возврата не будет, если вы выйдете. Ну, сейчас будет, наверное, что-то эпичное. Посмотрим. Либо же вторая глава начнется.
Ah, a new neighbor. I was becoming bored down here.
Magus, you must help me. I have a few documents here that I can't read.
Quick, let's see. Cryptographo. Interesting. Nandurian with a Proto-Alhanian key. Interspherical nomenclature. Somebody seems to place a lot of emphasis on celestial bodies.
Nanduria. That's the secret language of the Magi. It was developed by Rohal the Wise, the Demon Master's brother.
Precisely. Magi use it in order to protect their knowledge against plagiarism, completely anachronistic, and then the protective spell on the document. Really, no one is as paranoid as the Borberadians. The owner has gone to great lengths to protect their secrecy, yet it's only about summoning a demon, an everyday occurrence in this area.
What is it?
The document describes the last part of a highly potent Heshtot summoning at a certain time in a certain place.
I've talked to Borberad's Council of the Dead about my magical powers, but the answers were very puzzling.
The council answered you? That is truly astounding. Then your patron seems to be even more powerful than I originally believed.
I don't know about any patrons. All I know is that the Borberadians have always been enemies, from which we had to hide.
Interesting. Why? I mean, you don't act like you were following this paradoxical, myopic view of the world. Not at all. Our good Chiron exhibits an impressively open mind.
That's really strange, though. The Borberadians are a church. Normally they should be seeking new followers, not hunting people indiscriminately.
Well, next time you run into a Borberadian, have him analyze you. He may be able to determine more than I did.
Wait a minute. You've already analyzed me?
Purely routine, something Borberadian demonic. Too complex without fundamental analysis. A bare minimum of 2 moons research time. I'm sorry.
But who exactly was this Borberad the Borberadians all worship?
Borberad is a demigod. To be precise, a quarter god, the son of the demigod Nandus. He is considered the Alvarania of forbidden knowledge. He has wandered our world for centuries in many incarnations in his fight against his twin Rohal. His last incarnation brought about the Darklands.
This means that the Church of Borberad is a normal church.
Not quite. 13 years ago, Borberad was condemned by all 12 divine churches. I thought that a bit excessive at the time, at least until I arrived in the Darklands myself. In any case, Borberadians use their blood to perform magic. They summon demons, and their church preaches freedom while enslaving all those weaker than they. A bit hypocritical, you have to admit.
It takes 4 different invocations to summon a single Heshtot demon? I thought they were Blackaraz's weakest servants.
Yes, your common Heshtot is of a rather inferior nature, but the Archdemon of Vengeance rules over a vast horde, and the realm of demons is, as everyone knows, chaos. Every phenotype is unique.
And this Heshtot is different than those normally encountered in the Shadowlands.
Is the astral weight of an imp 58.9?
There will be a last part? The summoning is so powerful that it's done in several parts?
It says, "Sacrifice as ye mote 3 things to win mighty Blackaraz to thy cause. Ad primo, a golden amber which doth shine like the very sun itself. Ad secundo, a sword used in the cause of justice. Ad tertio, give unto Blackaraz the hand of a man out of the law. By thine art take care that the parts are ensconced in 3 places west of the 4th. And no doubt, the 3 preparatory invocations lay the groundwork for the main ritual.
So it's against a demon. Any advice, Magus?
Demons are summoned from the 7th sphere. Naturally, they seek the destruction of all order. In addition to the powerful archdemons, the adversaries of the 12 gods, there are also the horned and lower demons who serve them.
All I know is that you can be happy if you don't run into them. Without a magic weapon, you don't have a chance.
In principle, yes, but as far...
My magical powers? They can hurt demons?
Correct.
You... a demonic aura. How delightful.
What do you mean? I'm not a Pactira.
That is none of my concern. What you do with your soul is your private affair.
Where and when is this incantation supposed to take place? The one summoning this demon?
In the market, when the constellation is favorable. Like now, for example.
Нормально.
Now? Naturally, not right in the middle of the marketplace. The necromancer will be hiding somewhere. But the odds are good that this most formidable Heshtot will appear directly in the middle of the market. Ley line magic. Not that important.
If it's that powerful, it will destroy half the city. We need to warn the Warunkians immediately. Perel, you have to negotiate with Fergalosh, a truce at least. If the Guard and the cartel don't work together, Warunk is lost.
It's true. A new attack on the city won't help anyone. I will negotiate with the sergeant. Just don't think that this makes us friends again. I'm doing this for Warunk. And for the Clover.
Fighters and barricades, then we'll see about the rest. Get your things out of here, now! Hurry! It won't be much longer!
Он и некромант. Колдун. Вот и главное дело. Ну чё, сразимся, козёл? Только сначала посмотрю, могу ли я взять заклинание. Не могу. Чё за ужас? Ладно. Я ничего не вижу за этим деревом. Это типа босс. Отвали. Что за... Ты куда? А, ты еще и подмогу козлов. Мне кажется, он меня нет. Где-то вырос. Да, его... Что за... Все, что ли? Монстры.
Dear friends, it has pleased the divine lioness to put us to the test this day. And I say, we did well. This villain here, this fiend, sought to use his dark magic to once again unleash the forces of the Nether Hells
это они
against
типа
our fair
арестовали.
city. But by joining forces, we were able to prevent that from coming to pass. Thanks to your bravery. Thanks to the Lion Goddess. Dear friends, this rogue will receive his just punishment. But today is not a day of wrath. Today should be a day of joy. A day which Warunk shall long remember. A day of faith. And this very day I too shall celebrate the faith. Warunkians, in honor of your bravery and courage, will I this day take the beautiful Calandra as my wife.
Начинается. Все-таки ее возьмут в жены.
What is this? What's going on here?
О, наконец-то она показалась.
Azaril.
I was afraid you'd never figure it out.
No wedding.
A joining in the Master's name, surrounded by his servants. Nothing new to you.
Calandra, I will be right with you!
Don't do it! You're playing right into her hands!
My compliments, by the way. Your education has been exemplary. I've almost convinced her.
Calandra, whatever she offers you, don't accept!
And she's even a virgin. Too bad I can't use that anymore. The awakening has already begun.
You filthy demon whore! Keep your hands off her!
Maybe I'll give her to Falk, as a little incentive. He can't always fail the way he did in the Prior's Temple.
Enough said! To the Nether Hells with you!
Начинается. Еще с этой теткой не справляться. Фига вот эти какие-то жесткие типы. Куда ты? Долго я буду с ними сражаться.
Falk, stop! I'll do it! But please let them live.
Что ты
You will
сделаешь?
not regret it, child. Just say the words.
From this day on, will blood wake blood?
You don't know what you're doing, Calandra!
Silence, cripple.
Ау,
So, Borbarat, take my soul. May
нормально.
it rest gently in your hands.
You take my soul! Let them go!
Dear Chiron, your soul is worth less than hers. Go on, Calandra.
Freedom through
О,
pain,
нет.
power through will. Every human, a mage.
Excellent. Simply excellent.
You promised!
Of course, my child. Your loved ones are safe. So now we can both begin your journey of discovery and knowledge.
But the wedding, Mother. What shall I tell the Warunkians? And the Rondrians?
You do not have your gift under control. You have shed Calandra's blood. Your necromancer did not finish his work. You had your chance and you failed.
She will never obey you, Azaril. She is smarter than I was then.
Falk, lock these two up. Your life depends on their safety.
I'll find you, Azaril.
I can't wait, my dear Chiron. I can't wait.
Что за ужас?
No more secrets.
You're right. You were right from the start. I'm sorry, Chiron. So, ask.
Who is Azrael?
Azrael, High Prophetess of Borberad, the Demon Master. She is the head of the Church of Borberad.
What does she want from us? Why did she kidnap Calandra, and what do you have to do with it?
You know we spent all those years fleeing through the Shadowlands, from one hiding place to another, constantly in fear of the Borberadians. We weren't randomly pursued, Chiron. We fled Azrael's minions, who were out to capture us, me and the two of you.
All those years? Why?
To get revenge. Before you were born, I was a Borberadian myself. I served Azrael with all my... I was her loyal servant. But then I betrayed her. Betrayed and robbed her.
Нормально.
Why?
For Calandra and for you.
All this effort, the wedding, the infiltration of Rondrians, all because of Calandra?
Chiron, Calandra is not just anyone. You're not just anyone either.
What do you mean?
Azrael chose you both. You and 5 other children. You 7 were not born like other children. You came into the world as part of a ritual in which Azrael summoned a powerful demon. This demon was to provide you with vast powers from the Nether Hells. Azrael spoke of the gifts. How successful the ritual was, I don't know. I just know that I couldn't watch Azrael surrender 7 newborns to some demon at the cost of their mothers' lives.
And next you're going to tell me that these other 5 children are my siblings too. Septuplets, all born on the same day from the same mother.
Chiron, Calandra is not your sister.
Я так и знала.
I have a few more questions. Tell me more about my birth.
The ritual lasted for several hours. I had to wait until the Borberadians had used all of their magical powers. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a chance.
Did you see the demon?
Yes. That was the moment I knew I had to act. I lifted Calandra out of the summoning circle and took her hostage. Calandra's death would have caused the ritual to fail completely. With my knife at Calandra's throat, I forced Azrael to free your mother. You were not born yet. Azrael's astral energy was exhausted as well. She raged, but had to let us go. I fled south with you, away from the massives of the Black Sickle. Your mother was very weak. You were born on the wall of death. But your mother died in childbirth. So there I stood with 2 children in my arms, and I finally had a purpose.
And what was supposed to happen after the wedding?
Sooner or later, the church would have sent folk somewhere else. Calandra would have gone with him.
And I would have stayed in Wurrunk and protected you from Azrael's revenge for the rest of my life. That was your plan, wasn't it?
I wanted to save your souls. I can only hope that you will understand that one day.
And what was supposed to happen after the
Да,
wedding?
блин, я же это уже спрашивала.
Sooner or later, the church would have sent folk somewhere else.
And I
want...
Did you want to marry Calandra off to separate her from me?
I did. I hoped that your gifts would never wake up if you were separated. Azrael stated repeatedly that the gifts strove together. I was sure from the start that this would confuse the feelings of those bearing the gifts. I've also seen the way Calandra has looked at you the last few moons. You are no longer children.
And that's why the lie about us being siblings. You didn't just want to prevent us from mixing our blood.
Even kissing could have been dangerous.
And a heroic Rondrian bridegroom could have held Calandra in check if necessary, even with her powerful demonic gifts.
At least he could have saved her soul if she were to succumb to demonic temptation.
Why didn't you say anything all those years? Why did you say we were siblings?
No blood shed, no blood mixed. This is family. I've hammered that into you, because I still don't know exactly what that ritual did to you. But I did find out that your blood shouldn't be mixed, because that would awaken the demonic gifts you carry within you. That goes for you and all the other children who were born during the ritual.
So that's why you always kept us away from other people's children. You were afraid they too might have these gifts.
And that's why I also forbade you from healing one another. If your blood had mixed, the consequences would have been incalculable.
We have mixed our blood.
I know. Otherwise you wouldn't have been able to defeat that Heshtot in the market.
Why did she claim to be Folk's mother?
As a disguise, I suppose. She couldn't fool all Warren.
She had him call her mother and used a hand mask. That can hardly be called a disguise. There must be more to it than that.
Maybe she really wanted to be Folk's mother. Don't be fooled by her behavior in the temple. If that...
Tell me more.
She is the head of the Church of Borberad. Clever. Vile. She has a network of cultists and agents throughout the Shadowlands.
I can't believe that a mage that powerful was unable to capture a man and 2 children in 20 years.
I was vain enough to believe that my skills and some luck saved us time and again. Once the 2 of you could fight, it got easier. But Azrael was just waiting for the right...
You were a Borberadian yourself.
No. But even if I could, Borberadians pledged their souls to learn the secrets of blood magic. I wasn't ready for that. She was right. It wasn't faith that led me to the Borberadians.
Then what was it?
Don't make me talk about it. It's not important to you.
You lied to me all my life. Why should I believe you?
Please.
Stubborn old fool. Fine, have it your way.
Thank you, Chiron.
I thought the hunchback Ziran was the head of the Church of Borberad.
He was. He called himself Portifex Maximus and ruled out of Ilsa until he was overthrown and his invincible
Portifex Maximus, the greatest gate...
was peculiar as the rest of the religion. Its offices were... The title Gatekeeper is probably an allusion to the dark...
Damned Rondrians! I told you right from the start they weren't to be trusted.
The Rondrians are honorable warriors. It's just that with Folk they have the wrong But it would be wrong to underestimate Azrael. She wanted Calandra to be...
They've betrayed us. Folk never really wanted to marry Calandra. The whole thing was...
But how could she have planned on your gifts awakening right at this moment? Why the old Rondra temple?
If Folk is a tool of the Borberadian Church, he could increase their influence in Warunk. And that from behind the mask of a Rondrian.
I don't think Azrael is planning a violent coup. That's not her style. It would be more subtle. Find herself innocent aides who don't even suspect whom they're really serving.
The wedding of a senior Rondrian as a symbol for the masses. And in the old Rondra temple of all places. It was used as a necromantic brothel during the occupation.
Powerful symbols and bitter irony.
Of course! The necromancer was also working for Azrael.
The attack on the refugee camp as a distraction to get all the Rondrians to look for the culprit there.
And Folk was to defeat the Heshtot to reap the glory and pull the Warunkians complete.
So that's why Folk sent you in to face the necromancer in the Prior's temple. He wanted to get rid of you because he did the necromancer as sacrificial lamb. And with the Warunkian support, it...
And when I defeated the Heshtot, he had to deliver the necromancer to the Warunkians to reap... How could the Rondrians fall for Folk? How could they give an agent of Azrael so much power?
Folk is supported by those Rondrians for whom something other than just their honor counts.
And who did not die. Hell, the Warunkians had to survive.
True enough. Even Yakon, the leader of the Rondrians, is likely to see that. But he evidently fears that And Folk is using this dispute to his advantage. He has the more... Folk played his part well. And there's no doubt about his fighting ability.
It's strange that the Warunkians were so easy...
The Rondrians here are little better off than the refugees. The Warunkians don't love them, but they can't oppose... When the necromancers ruled here, the Warunkians did many things for which they were treason, denunciation, demon worship. Damn. Some even sold their dead relatives so that...
Not to forget those who used both dead and undead for their art. From the
I do not know how we would have behaved. For my part, I wouldn't want to hear any occupying forces telling me that everything I had done over the past few decades was all wrong, and that I should have spent my life in atonement.
Whatever. We shouldn't just wait for someone to come and pick us up. Folk thinks he is won and Calandra is in Azaril's power.
Our guard is a young Rondrian. I'm sure he doesn't know what went on in the temple, and I don't think he's one of Azaril's followers either.
More likely a useful idiot who believes folk. Maybe I can appeal to his honor and get him to make a mistake. But maybe I should find a weapon first. Good. I will find a way out. Now wait here. That thing wouldn't even scare a toothless granny. Not with that. Keep looking. Finally. This'll help me smash his teeth out.
Давай не будем никому зубы убивать. Попробуем его уговорить.
I'm not gonna talk to you, wretch.
Даже не знаю, что выбрать.
I know. You have to follow Folk's orders, and he's a great hero who helped free Warunk. But isn't it strange that there isn't one single heroic legend about so mighty a warrior? Do you know what he did to become Yarkon's deputy?
I fought beside him. He fought on the right side. His past does not interest me.
Do you know his mother? She's an elf, but he doesn't have pointy ears. Why doesn't he explain that?
Maybe he has concealed something from his past. But orders are orders.
You Rondrian hypocrites, you confuse stupidity and cowardice with courage and loyalty. Anyone who lets others order him around is a coward. That's the truth. And a church where everyone throws their lives to a rutty lioness is nothing but dirt.
That is blasphemy. I will no longer...
Ну вот. Кажется, миру не удалось решить.
Oh, we're getting braver. Come on, kill a defenseless prisoner. That's sure to please your goddess.
Don't think you'll escape your just punishment that way. Here, take this sword. And now, defend yourself.
Вообще. Ау. А, мне все зелья отобрали. Так неинтересно. Фух. Это что такое? Можно назад мои зелья? Так, ну туда. Мне все отобрали. Козлы. Где мои вещи? Как освободить отца? Чё за... Что это было? Не знаю, что я там сделал. А, понятно. ловушка была. Где мои вещи? Верните мне мои вещи. Ура! Мои вещи. Так, надо одеться. Так, а что на мне одето? Так. Ожерелье. Обручальный кольцо. Лечение, выносливость, атака. Зачем мне обручальное кольцо? Ну ладно, пусть будет надет. Хотя зачем? Да ну в жопу. Ладно. А не хочешь обратно к отцу вернуться? Ну, указатель говорит, что надо идти вперед. Ладно. Ой, блин. Можно я уйду? Может изучить что-нибудь. Оглушающий удар. Смертельный удар. А это что? Я еще не все. Так. Понятно. Нам придется драться с ним.
Chiron, at last.
Oh, the best part is about to begin. I don't want to be late.
I know. We both had to wait far too long for this. You are strong. Your gift is powerful. If the circumstances were different, you could have been the last one standing. But your path ends here. Any last words before we begin?
Ты
A little
умрёшь
greeting for
первым.
Calandra, perhaps. When I see her again, I could always shove a little souvenir into her mouth. Your fingers, for example. Your tongue.
Where has she taken her? Answer me, and I'll give you an hour's head start.
I'm so sorry. I don't answer the defeated. Men, take him!
А чё ты своих пешек посылаешь? Сам не можешь? Так, следующий. Какого чёрта? Почему игра стала внезапно?
senseless klutz!
Нормально, бьет своих. Ты дебил, что ли? Где он? Что ты творишь? Еще и заклинания какие-то делают. Какие заклинания, чувак? Ворам бегают туда-сюда. Ни хрена себе! Ты офигел? Он полностью восстановил здоровье. Вообще. Ты вообще уже? Ты сам демон какой-то. Что это было? Минуточку. Опять начинается. Козел незаметно. Куда? А, сейчас опять будет устанавливать вторую, да? Пошел ты. Опять восстанавливать здоровье. Сколько можно здоровье восстанавливать? А, все, я поняла. Куда ты опять побежал, дебил? Правильно, правильно, разрушай свои статуи. Они те здоровые. Что это было? Ты умер? Или как?
Brother, listen to me.
Tell me where Calandra is.
You will find one another. Your gifts will guide you. Gamat awaits you.
Что с тобой,
You
чувак?
cannot be the last. Do you hear me? Brother, be the strongest of the awakened. Prove the worth
Он
of
типа
our
тоже его брат.
sacrifice.
An answer, Folk! I need an answer!
My gift. It cries out to you. The beginning of the eternal struggle.
Folk! Where should I go?
Gamat awaits you. He cannot be the last. Not Gamat.
Больной. И что происходит? Кто это?
Folk betrayed us. The documents you produced prove that. And the same applies to those who fought at his side. They followed the wrong path. They had to be punished. It was an honor, Metropolitan.
А, митрополит.
Falk hoped that his lax morals would bring him enough popularity amongst the people to allow him to divide the Lioness's servants and lay hands on my office. You prevented that from coming to pass. I'll see that you're rewarded. Warren should know that the Metropolitan provides for those who serve Rondra justly.
Thank you, Your Reverence.
The Church of Rondra shares in the loss of your sister, Chiron, and yet I must ask you for your help. We now know that Falk served the unholy Azarel Crimsonweed, but the writings he left behind point the way to a man he called his brother. Gamut. Falk spoke of him. That's right. The mysterious man who once led the sick from Warrung. They moved up to Clawmore. Now we have to fear for their souls.
So I'm supposed to follow the sick and save their souls. I just got out of the refugee camp. I'm lucky not to have caught the plague myself.
I cannot spare a single man until I've assured myself of their loyalty. I will conduct investigations and determine consequences. And since you have to face this on your own, I will now give you Rondra's blessing. For, as your soul is pure and God-fearing, the power of the Lioness will protect you, Chiron.
Too kind, Your Reverence, yet this is perhaps too much of an honor.
Credit where credit is due. You will receive Rondra's blessing.
Ты чё? Чё это было? Что происходит?
Chiron,
What happened?
consecrated ground. The Metropolitan's blessing.
Нормально.
Rondra's presence does you harm. The goddess of war has rejected you.
I'm not a Pactera, Father. I never sold my soul.
I know, but your gift is demonic in origin. You use their power. That makes you an enemy of the 12 gods.
And yet I'm still alive.
I brought you out of the temple. The Rondrians were suspicious, but I guess they wanted to believe my lies.
What's the story on this Gamut? Falk's letters didn't say much about him.
People say he was a muddle-headed preacher who led the sick from the city a few moons ago with promises of salvation. Falk's letters suggest that the plague victims' exodus ended in the Clawmore in a village called Farnfield. He and Gamad seem to have known one another.
The Clawmore. Wasn't there supposed to have been a huge Alhanian ritual site there at one time?
The Alhani originally founded Warrank and ruled pretty much this whole area. So you should definitely find some Alhanian ruins there. If they really did have a ritual site in the Clawmore, it must have been very powerful. You still hear truly wondrous things about their mages today.
Why did so many of the sick follow him?
Gammad seems to have had some kind of healing artifact. He promised to heal all those who followed him.
And the authorities allowed this heresy because they were happy that the source of the plague was removing itself.
Possibly. Rika from the refugee camp may know something about the Clawmore. Apparently, her lover went with Gammad.
What's the story?
Так, я это уже читала.
We know that Falk wanted to become popular in Warrank by
The
Falk was
The summon...
Calandra isn't my sister. That much I understand. But tell me again why you took us on as children, and why we had to flee for all those years.
Azaril, High Prophetess of the Church of Borberad, gave 7 children demonic powers at their birth. You and Calandra were 2 of the 7 awakened. I was serving Azaril at the time, and I couldn't watch her sacrifice your mothers and your souls to the demon. I interrupted the ritual. I kidnapped you both, and hoped, but that didn't happen. Your gift...
It's almost funny. Rondra's power drops me in my tracks, and at the same time, the head Rondrian gives me an assignment.
You're the only one Yakon can trust now. He's taking the opportunity. Maybe he saw you fighting and became suspicious. Your gift isn't all that unobtrusive. And as long as he can't be sure...
Well, he's lucky that this Gammad is my only trace to Calandra. Otherwise, I could get some stupid ideas.
Good luck in the Clawmore, Chiron. Let me know if I can help, and get in touch when you're back.
Хорошо. Но в этот город, или что это, руины, мы пойдем уже в следующей серии. А на сегодня закончим. Всем спасибо за просмотр и до встречи в следующей серии.